Just to start us off, happy Pride. Welcome to the Drag Queen Story Hour, organized by or presented by AI Austin's LGBTQIA Plus Alliance and the Architecture K through 12 Committee. And I am Beau Frail, one of the members of the LGBTQIA Plus Alliance. A reminder is that we will be recording this so we can share it on AI Austin's YouTube link. So anyone who doesn't want to be included in the recording, just turn your camera off. If you need help with that, message one of the co-hosts and we'll help you with that. Please feel free to keep your video on or raise your hand, put in the chat box. We'll have some interactive activities, so including songs and craft time. And with that, I'll hand it off to some of the other AI Austin people. Jason, do you want to introduce yourself?
I also want to thank everybody for joining today. I'm Jason Medina. I am one of the chairs for the LGBTQIA Plus Alliance Committee here at AIA Austin. And then I'll let Joey introduce himself.
Hi there, I'm Joey D'Elia. I'm one of the co-chairs for the LGBTQIA Alliance here in Austin. I'm joined by my family here. They're currently playing Lego, so they might join in like a couple minutes. And then Navab, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Sure, my name is Navab Taylor, and I am a co-chair of the AIA Austin Architecture K through 12 Committee, and we provide after-school activities and family programming in the Austin area through AIA.
I'll jump in. I'm Dawson. I'm co-chair with Navab on the Architecture K through 12 Committee. And we're all really excited to see everybody here and looking forward to a great story.
Awesome. I'm so glad everyone's here. And just a shout out to our partners, of course, Drag Queen Story Hour, who we'll hear from them shortly, and Austin Public Library. There's actually a list of Pride and LGBTQI plus related books you can borrow from the library. We'll put that link in the chat for everybody. We also want to thank our committee sponsors, DWG, Daniel Woodruff Group, and the Weber Plus Studio architecture firm. Without them, we couldn't do this work. And we'll also be pasting links in the chat that if you haven't already downloaded the Dragtivity and Zaha coloring page and curving all around craft activity, we'll be dropping that link in the chat as well. So please make sure to get those activities ready or print out the pages if you want to participate in those or if you want to use them later on. And with that, we'll hand it off to Jonathan with Drag Queen Story Hour.
Hi, everybody. Happy Pride.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Jonathan. I'm with Drag Queen Story Hour. I am the current executive director, and I want to say thank you, AIA, for believing in the magic of our nonprofits. And Drag Queen Story Hour is exactly like it sounds. It's drag queens that read to kids in public schools and libraries and on Zoom now for the last year. So we are so excited to bring Drag Queen Story Hour to the comfort of your home. And I would love to introduce our story reader today. But before that, if you have any questions or want to know if Story Hour is happening in your neck of the woods or want to watch online, follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Drag Queen Story Hour, and follow along with the fun. But today we have one of our reigning queens hailing from Brooklyn, New York, and she is one of our premier storytellers. She just does drag all over New York and Brooklyn. She's a comedian. She's amazing. She does mixology classes. She's fabulous. She treats the kids. So without a further ado, please give a round of applause for Chalula Lemon.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome. I'm so happy to be here. Happy Pride, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. My name is Cholula Lemon, and I am one of the storytellers with Drag Queen Story Hour NYC and with National. So if you have heard of us before, thank you for joining us. And if you haven't, then I'm so happy to be the queen to read for your first Drag Queen Story Hour experience. So you might be wondering, what is drag? Well, before I get started, first I want to say that my pronouns in drag are she and her and they, and out of drag, they are he, him, and also they. So what is drag even? Does anybody know what a drag queen is? What is a drag queen? What is drag in general? So I like to refer to my handy dandy dragtivity book. This dragtivity book is a wonderful collaboration with our friend Moore Ehrlich, who is responsible for Says Me. This is Hello Mellow from Says Me. And they have a YouTube channel, and they have a lot of programming for children, talking about gender diversity, what a trans experience is like, and it's really informative and very educational and really fun. So they helped us come up with this dragtivity book, which is a coloring book, an activity book that also touches on the same subject. So let's take a peek inside this dragtivity book. What is a drag queen? Is it some type of dragon? Sometimes, or maybe. Is a drag queen a ruler from a faraway land? Perhaps. So I want to ask you this. How many of you like to play dress up? Anyone? Hello? Yes. Ah, good. Great. I'm glad. So do I. You do? Wonderful. I love to hear it. I love to play dress up too. What do you like to play? What do you like to dress up as?
Well, I don't have much, so I just dress up as what I have.
Okay,
So
well that works. Same. Well, I love that. So essentially, when drag is essentially when you become your favorite made-up character, right? But also I like to say that drag, so look at this fun made-up character that Hello Mellow turned into. Wow, fun, fabulous. So drag for me really is an extension of who I am on the inside. So it is, for me, I'm presenting as a drag queen, which is like hyper femininity, right? So I am not only accepting my femininity, I am also expressing it and loving every part of that aspect of my life. So that is what drag is to me. And it can mean so many different things to so many different people. So drag really is what you make it. But the idea is that you can create any sort of fantasy, and that is your drag character. I also like to say that drag is sort of becoming your own personal superhero, right? Cholula is my superhero. I feel fearless, and I can accomplish anything as Cholula and as myself out of drag. But it's a really fun way to play with gender as we do in childhood. So with that, I want to teach you a little song that we like to sing at Drag Queen Story Hour. It's also a book by one of our queens named Little Miss Hot Mess. She's based out of San Francisco. But this is a song called The Hips on the Drag Queen, and I'm going to teach you all of the lyrics to this, and it is sung to the tune of The Wheels on the Bus. Do you know the song? The wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah. Right? We know that song. We love that song. So these lyrics are sung to the same tune. So I'm going to walk you through this. And please, if you feel so inclined, join me. And if you need to stand up, that's fine too. But I will show you these dance moves and teach you these lyrics to this song. All right. So first, we're going to start with the hips. Can you put your hands on your hips? Put your hands on both hips like this and swish your hips side to side. Yeah, all right, so let's start with the first verse. So the hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 all through the town. Good job. All right, I think you've got the hang of it. Let's move on to the next lyric. Ooh, the hair. So some drag queens and drag kings and drag characters in general like to wear big hair. So the hair on the drag queen goes up, up, up. All right? The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town. All right. I think now we're definitely, ooh, the shoes. Look at this cool drag character. And that's the other thing I love about this book. Look at all these different forms of drag. It can really look like anything, whatever your imagination and creativity comes up with. So the shoes on the drag queen go stomp, 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 stomp. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, 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 all through the town. Nice. What is next? Ooh, the jewels. So like any real queen, you might have some bling on today, or maybe other days you'd like to wear some sparkle. So the jewels on the drag queen go bling, bling, bling. So pretend like you're showing up all your jewels, okay? The jewelry, or the jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 bling. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 all through the town. Fabulous. You can see them sparkling all the way down the street. Ooh, the shoulders. The shoulders go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Can you give me a little shimmy? Yeah, all right, there you go. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 all through the town. All right. Ooh, the cheeks. The cheeks go blush, blush, blush. I have just a little bit of blush on today. So pretend that your cheeks are blushing. So the cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 blush. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 all through the town. Ooh, the fingers. Can you snap your fingers? Yes. Can you give me a yes, queen? Snap in the shape of a Z, or really any shape in a circle. Yes. All right. So the fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 snap. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 all through the town. Yes, queens. Okay, this is a fun one, and it's also a little bit of a read. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 because we like to talk a lot, and we're loud sometimes. So the mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 blah. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 all through the town. You can almost hear this illustration, right? They're coming down the street. And this is our final one. If you're standing up, or even if you're seated, give me a twirl. Give me a little twirl. Yeah, so the dance on the drag queen goes twirl, twirl, twirl. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, 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 twirl. The dance on the drag queen goes twirl, 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 all through the town. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. That was wonderful. So be sure to check out this book. It is really fabulous. I believe she just came out with another book. But it's a really fun song. You can teach your friends or sing it all through the house. And it's a really fun way to get your body moving. All right, so we have a couple of books for you today, right? This is Story Hour. But before that, I want to remind you to stick around. At the end, we're going to be doing a wonderful craft activity led by the Architecture in Schools K through 12 committee. So you're going to need a few things. So I'm going to tell you what those things are now, so that you can gather those. And then at the end, we're going to do a little craft activity. And we're going to teach you step by step how to make something related to architecture. So we need some scissors. You got some scissors. We're going to need some glue, like a glue stick. And we're going to need, I believe, a piece of paper of any sort, just a piece of paper. It could be any color. It could be construction paper, whatever you like. All right. So see if you have those around the house, and we will get to those later and walk you through what we're going to make. All right. So let's start with our first book. So this book is titled Neither, and this is by our friend Airlie Anderson. Neither. Interesting character, right? It's sort of a mix of, what do we see here? What animals do we see in here? I see a bunny. I see maybe a bird, right?
I see, like a little bunny tail.
I do too. I see a bunny tail and I see bunny ears, but then I see a beak and I see wings. So let's see. So this is neither. Once upon a time, there were two kinds, this and that. So we see this bunny and this little chick, right? These and those. One or the other. Until, you see this egg over here? It's about to hatch. What do you think is in there? Honk! Whoa, that's our friend neither. What kind are you? I'm both. You can't be both. You must be neither. Okay, I'm neither. So neither doesn't understand. Neither tried to play this game. You can't play with us. You're not rabbity enough. That's not very nice, is it? And then neither tried to play that game. You can't play with us. You're not birdie enough. Also not very nice. So neither doesn't seem to be fitting in with these new friends. Why don't you find somewhere else? You're not one of us. You're neither. And then they started teasing neither, shouting neither, neither, neither. So how do you think that made neither feel? Neither escapes. Let's see where neither goes. So neither flies, flies, flies far, far away to this interesting and colorful place. Where did you come from? Honk! I'm from the land of this and that, but I'm neither, so I'm looking for somewhere else to fit in. Well, this isn't somewhere else, but you will fit in here. Where is here? Neither asks. Where did neither land? Also, did you notice this character is interesting, and so is this little character, right? They seem non-traditional. Look where neither landed. So many different kinds. This is the land of all. You see how colorful and beautiful that is? This is the land of all. Come play with us. But I'm different from everyone else here. I'm neither red, nor orange, nor yellow, nor blue. What do you think? How do you think they respond to that? Exactly. That's why they love neither and are accepting of neither, because neither is just as different and unique as they are. Look how beautiful. Oh, remember these two from before? Excuse us. We're from the land of this and that, but we don't fit in at home anymore. We're looking for somewhere else. Imagine that. They ran neither off and now they don't fit in. But you said I was neither. You said I should go somewhere else. So what do we think neither does? Well, this isn't somewhere else. This is the land of all, and everyone fits in here. So just a little bit of reframing here. So once upon a time, there were many kinds. This, that, somewhat, whatnot, either, very, sort of, just, rather, a little, neither, and both. So many different kinds. And all were welcome. That is the end. Yay. All right. What a beautiful story, right? So this is Neither by Arlie Anderson. And what I love about this, actually, I'm curious what you think about this. But you know, it's interesting because we think maybe neither might treat this and that like they treated neither. But then we learn that neither is the bigger person or the bigger character and says, you know what? I found this place where everyone is welcome. So why don't you join us here? So I love that because I think neither became a really good example of what it looks like to accept everyone, despite how they might identify. All right, so I want to take us back to our dragtivity book and do a little activity. One of my favorite pages in here is the Find Your Drag Name. So I want all of you to join me, no matter the age, and in finding our drag names. So I'm going to walk you through this, and I'm going to give you some examples of what kinds of names you can come up with for yourself. And then you can drop it in the chat and I will call some of you out, if not all of you. All right, so first let's pick a title. So a title can be anything. It can be Miss, here's just some examples on this page. Miss, Mrs., Mr., Chief Rocker, Sir, Ms., Lil, Big, The Great, King, Queen, World Famous. So really, it can be anything. These are just some ideas to get your creativity flowing and for you to choose a title. So I'm going to give you a second, choose a title, and then we're going to move on to the next. So now we need a first name. So here's some examples. Again, it can be anything, and that's the beauty about drag. And again, even if you're not coming up with a drag character, you can come up with a superhero name. That also works. So here's some examples of what you can choose for your first name. It can be the name of a pet you love, even if it's not your pet. It could be your neighbor's pet, your grandma's pet, a pet you met somewhere else, or the name of your favorite snack. Again, these are just examples of what it could be. So think of your favorite snack. What's your favorite after school snack or afternoon snack? Or maybe the... What's your favorite snack?
Mine is a pear.
A pear? Yum, I love pears.
Too bad we don't have any more at our house.
You don't? Not yet? Okay, well, maybe you can pick up some pears next time you go to the store. I love pears.
Me too.
Yum. So maybe that'll be part of your name. We'll see. We'll see soon, I guess. Okay. So yes, so a pet or a snack. Okay, so then we need a middle initial. And this can be any letter of the alphabet. And how many of you speak another language? Does anyone in here speak another language? Wonderful. So you can pick a letter from any of those alphabets as well. It doesn't have to be an English letter. It could be any letter. So we just need one letter for your middle initial. Okay, you got it? Perfect. Now we need a last name. And again, these are just examples of what you could use as a last name. For example, it could be the name of a plant, an animal, or the name of the street you live on. I live in the city, so the street I live on is a name, but there are streets that are just numbers, and that works too. So it could be the name of a plant, an animal, or the name of the street you live on. All right, so we have our title, we have our first name, we have our middle initial, and we have our last name. So who's ready to share their new character names? So drop it in the chat and I'm gonna call out some of these because I'm so curious how creative you've been. Ooh, Rockstar Ruby Roundtree, I love that. Let's see, Layla, Pirate Booty, A Clover, yum, I love Pirate Booty as well. The incredible Chesty D Fig, good job. All right, Amelia is Mr. Banana Tea Turtle. These are all so good so far. Oh, here's some more. Chief Rocker, Sour Gummy Worm, G Red. Yes, I love sour gummy worms as well. Princess Crackers, El Quacky. That sounds like a really fun name. Queen Applebee Daisy. Oh, I love that one. Applebee Daisy. I'm still looking for pears in here. Big Mama Chips and Salsa. That's gonna be my new drag name. Big Mama Chips and Salsa. In fact, maybe it was at one point. I love that one. Fame, ooh, Fame Little Debbie, A Hyena. Ooh, nice. Ooh, Miss Marina L Sunflower, or I Sunflower. The fantastical Coco Z Chestnut. These are all so amazing. And I'm also, as I'm reading this, I'm imagining what these characters look like, you know? Queen Applebee Daisy, Princess Crackers El Quacky. That sounds like a duck. These are all so wonderful. So you can come up with as many as you'd like at home. So have fun with that. Again, that's in our activity book. So now we're going to get into our next book, our next and final book, which is a little bit more about architecture. Oh, wait, there's another one rolling in. Oh, here's more rolling in. Little Tilly G. Polar. Nice. Wesley names his name is Skungili. Oh, crackers. It's a little disjointed. Perfect. We love it. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to learn a little bit about famous architect Zaha Hadid. The world is not a rectangle. This was written by Jeanette Winter. So how many of you know a little bit about architecture and what that is? Also, I'm curious, how many of you like to draw? Oh yeah, all right, yes. How many of you like to draw, especially buildings or bridges or things that have structure that exist in our society? These are all really fantastical things that architects.
I like to draw.
What do you like to draw?
Hearts, rainbows.
Oh, lovely. You can maybe even design a heart-shaped building one day, or a rainbow-shaped building, or a rainbow-shaped bridge. Yeah, what's your idea? What's your idea?
Well, Mowgli sunglasses. This is Mowgli right here.
Where's Mowgli? Oh my goodness, Mowgli.
Sunglasses on.
Mowgli's got sunglasses.
Yeah, that's
Mowgli.
my name. Sunglasses.
Oh, that's a really good name. I feel like Mowgli seems like a really cool pup with those sunglasses walking down the street. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing. All right, so today we're going to learn a little bit about Zaha Hadid and the impact that she had on the architectural world, as well as a little bit about her history and her inspiration for designing. So, again, The World is Not a Rectangle, a portrait of architect Zaha Hadid. Turn this way. Okay. In Iraq, rivers flow through green marshes. Wind swoops across sand dunes and through ancient cities. Zaha Hadid sees the rivers and marshes and dunes and ruins with her father, and imagines what cities looked like thousands of years ago. Do you see how this was the original city and then this is what was left after thousands and thousands of years? In Baghdad, where Zaha lives with her family, She dreams of designing her own cities. Zaha looks long and hard at patterns in her Persian carpet. What are some patterns and shapes you see in there? And she sees how the shapes and colors flow into each other, like the dunes and rivers and marshes.
I can see like a hexagon. The purple.
Ooh, very nice. Yes, I see that too. Great eye. So Zaha has ideas. She designs clothes for herself. She arranges her furniture. She loves her mirror because the corners aren't square. There are no corners in the dunes or rivers or marshes. It's very true. If you ever take a walk around nature, go to the park, or if you go camping or hiking, you'll notice that nature is very fluid. Zaha is a Muslim who attends a Catholic school who loves math. How many of you love math? I love math. It was one of my favorite subjects, and still thinks about the ancient ruins. She leaves home to learn more about cities and how to build them. She has ideas. In London, Zaha studies to be an architect. She feels no.
That plane. She must be in the plane to get here.
Exactly. I think she took a plane to London to go to school. She fills notebooks with plans and designs, constantly sketching designs and all of her ideas in her notebook. She makes paintings of the cities she sees in her mind. Beautiful. Zaha graduates with honors, rents a room in an old school building, and opens her own office called Studio 9. A few friends join her. They all work hard night and day, making drawings and plans. We never slept, she says. Zaha's designs don't look like other designs. Her buildings swoosh and zoom and flow and fly. The world is not a rectangle, she thought. No one wants to build her unusual designs. They say they can't be built, but Zaha knows they can. So she enters competition after competition, hoping to win, hoping someone will be brave enough to build them. Finally, one of Zaha's designs is chosen. The architect judges think her plan is best. But the city committee doesn't like it and won't build it. They hold another competition. Her design wins again, and still they refuse. Uh-oh. So here are some things that maybe they were saying that kept her building from being built. She's an Arab. This can't be built. Impossible. She's a woman. Hadid means iron in Arabic, and Zaha is strong as iron. She keeps on working one plan after another. I made a conscious decision not to stop. So that's a wonderful lesson, right? No matter what all of these people were saying, especially because she was a woman, is wild to think about. Zaha looks at waves and sees a bridge that moves with the water. Do you see this bridge here? Whoa. Zaha looks at the Alps and builds a museum inside a mountain peak with windows to see the sky and the valleys. Do you see that? Museum inside of the mountain. Zaha's ski jump reaches to the sky like the mountains. Whoa. Zaha thinks of the jungle and ancient wood temples and builds a wooden building to remember a faraway war. One by one, Zaha's designs become buildings all over the world. We do this so you can be in a simple place and feel good. That was her theory. Zaha's so busy now that every room in the old school building is filled up. Over 400 architects work in these rooms, designing, planning, engineering, and making models of Zaha's visions. I can't stop thinking. Oh, wait, we missed a page. Here we go. You should do what you like, she says. So Zaha designs a dollhouse and shoes and chairs. She designs a stalactite sculpture and an iceberg seat. Amazing. I can't stop thinking. Full of so many ideas. Sometimes when she is working, Zaha's early memories return. The beauty of the landscape, where sand, water, reeds, birds, buildings, and people all somehow flow together, has never left me. I still believe in the impossible. Wow. Then one night, the light in Zaha's window goes dark. She has left this world, but her architects keep their lights on, designing, planning, engineering, and making models of her visions, keeping her flame blazing bright, even though Zaha is gone. That is the end. So here's a few of the buildings, or all of the buildings that she has designed and made, but look at the interesting and beautiful shapes that they take, all inspired by nature. Isn't that amazing? So I want to read this little note because I really like this part. So she was daring. The world is not a rectangle. You don't go in a park and say, my God, we don't have any corners, which is very true, right? So I love that she used nature. And she was very original. My work is not within the accepted box, maybe because I am a woman, also an Arab. And she spoke her mind, which I love. As a woman, I'm expected to want everything to be nice and to be nice myself. I don't design nice buildings. I don't like them. I love that. So I am very inspired by her, and I hope that you are too. And I hope that next time that you're out in nature, taking a walk or on a hike or camping or at the beach, that you look around and you take in nature and think of all the ways that it can inspire you. So even though she was an architect, she still had all these other ideas and designed shoes and her own clothing and chairs and all these other things. So I just want you to think of the impossible and know that it is very possible. Right? All right. Well, I want to thank you all so much. So I'm going to throw it to our friends with the K through 12 Architecture and Schools Committee, because they're going to teach us a little craft inspired by Zaha Hadid.
Thank you, Cholula. All right, so as Cholula said earlier, now would be a great time to get your craft activity or materials if you don't already have them. And as a reminder, you'll need, a pair of scissors and a glue stick, or you can use regular glue if you want, but a glue stick might work a little bit better. And then a piece of paper of any kind of size, type. I just have like a regular kind of piece of copy paper. So if you have those, you can get those ready. And if you, during this time, this will be about 10 minutes or so. If you don't want to do the activity, we also sent a link to a coloring sheet of Zaha Hadid that shows here. And if you would like to, you could do that simultaneously instead, if you'd like to do that instead. So we're going to get started. And so Zaha Hadid's buildings are great examples of what we call organic architecture, right? So as Cholula said, they're very fluid and flowing. That type of architecture is, buildings that mimic the shapes found in nature, right? Like the sand dunes or the grasses, the waves in the river. And so buildings, as we see in the story, buildings can really be built in any shape, right? They don't have to be, four corners, a square. Really, we can do anything. We can be inspired by what's all around us. So we're going to get started if everybody is ready. Does anybody need an extra second? Have they got their materials ready? I see scissors, I see thumbs up, I see paper. Awesome. Okay, all right. So we're going to start with our rectangle, right? Because we know the world is not a rectangle, as we just read. We're going to start with our rectangle piece of paper, and we're going to transform it, right? We're going to change it into something else. So we're going to start by take your paper this way, the long way, and from the bottom, we're going to cut a strip, not all the way through. And you cut it maybe to about, so you get like maybe a little bit, maybe about, about the length of your thumb or an inch or so, 2 inches from the end, right? So you're going to cut a strip, and then you're going to cut maybe 5 or 6 more of those same strips of paper, right? On that same sheet, you're going to kind of make like a fringe, right? If anybody knows what a fringe is. So we're going to cut several of those strips. Okay, so just keep going. And then you may have, they don't have to all be the same size. They don't have to all be equal. Some can be skinny, some can be wider. Don't worry about it. Okay. So just keep cutting your paper, get your fringe. That looks great. Yeah, I see some different colors of paper. You can start with any color of paper, or you can color it, before we get to the next step also. Okay. How's everybody doing? Good, thumbs up, all right. Give everybody a chance to cut their strips of paper and catch up. Okay, looks good. I see some. Looks good. I see some nice green. I like that. Yeah. Yep, that looks great. Yep. I see a pink and a black paper, some white paper. All right, so then when you've got all your pieces, right, you're gonna take it and you're gonna kind of, so then you're, you've got like this kind of fringe like that, right? Kind of looks like a skirt or a comb or a squid, or, kind of fun, or a beard, right? So you're gonna take this, you're gonna take a strip, you're gonna take your glue stick, and then on one of the strips, you're just going to take at the very end, you're gonna put a little dab of glue on one of the ends, and then you're gonna just fold, right? You're gonna fold it maybe to the end. And so we're gonna create kind of this sculptural kind of piece that is, we're gonna imagine maybe it's a building, maybe it's a place, it's some kind of a shape of a something that you might occupy. And then you're gonna take your next strip and you're just gonna kind of fold it where you want it. Maybe the glue doesn't go on the end, maybe it just kind of goes in the middle, right? Maybe it goes in the middle, and you can then maybe press it down a little bit differently, right? So maybe you get two kind of curves, right? Maybe you press it down, the glue goes on the top of the next one. So maybe you get kind of like a double shape, right? So you can just put the glue wherever you want it to be. So you're folding the shape and curving the paper. They don't have to all be glued to the very end. You can glue some in the middle, some on the edge. And you just kind of keep folding and gluing each strip as you go. Maybe the glue goes on the back, and so it does like a back bend. It goes all the way around, kind of upside. You get a big, like a big loop, like a big, all the way around, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one looks good. Yeah, I see some really creative shapes out there. Yeah, yeah, I see it. You've got it all the way across. Yeah. Yes. We've got our shapes. Kind of going. I've got two more to go. Looks like some people have already finished. And yeah, it could be, you know, maybe it's a building, maybe it's a space, it's a sculpture, maybe it's something I saw somebody made. You know, Zaha didn't just design buildings, she designed, you know, fashion also. I saw somebody put theirs on their head, right? You're thinking about this place, you know, you're making a space or a shape or a place, right? And then when you're done, you've got this kind of a, you know, what does this shape look like? You know, you put it down on your table. Can you imagine what it might be like to be inside that space? Yeah, I love it. I love the hat. I love the accessory, how people are accessorizing this, right? You know, if you have like a little, maybe you have a little toy or something like that you could put inside that, what would it be like for them to be, what is it like for Pikachu to be inside a space like that, right? You know, if you have little figurines, you could put them in there and inhabit something. Yeah. It's limitless what you can do with this, with just a simple piece of paper. Exactly, right? It's jewelry or something, right? Yeah.
It's fashion, darling.
Yeah. What else? And then if you want to, you know, you can color this if you want. I heard somebody say earlier they wanted to make something that looked like hearts and rainbows, right? If you have pencils, colored pencils or markers, you can put hearts and rainbows all over this, right? You can accessorize it however you'd like to. Anybody want to share, or you can unmute yourself if you want to share or tell us a little bit about what you've created.
Do you want to show ours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm going to show the chickie in there. Looks like a throne.
It can be a throne, right? It can be like the iceberg chair, right? It could be a throne. You've created a piece of
Hello.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else?
Well, I made bangs.
You made bangs. Yes.
I love it.
Say other things.
Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I want to say other things I know. Okay. Who's she? The girl that was dressed up.
Okay, wonderful. I love all these. These are so beautiful, colorful. You guys are so creative. Thank you for.
I made a bracelet.
You've got a bracelet. Awesome. That's so cool. I love how it's so flowy and buoyant, and
I
it's got
know.
such a great shape. Yeah. It makes a nice sound too. So, okay. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this and if you want to do some more architecture activities, again, you can, there's on the sheet that was sent out, there's another thing you can do if you want to make like the like the bridge that was in the book. Sorry, that's not showing up, but I'll drop the link to those in the chat. There's some other architecture at home activities if you'd like to make those in your free time this summer as well. And I will hand it back to Cholula.
All right. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? And I love that there is infinite possibilities. Look at this. I'm not sure what it is yet, and I will soon find a function. But you can create so many wonderful things. But thank you so much, Navab, for walking us through that. And so I just want to open up the floor for some questions. Does anybody have any questions for me? Do you have any questions about what we did today, or about Drag Queen Story Hour, or about me personally? Let me know, and you can drop it in the chat, or you can shout it out. How does that sound? Any questions for me?
What is Pride Month, Cholula? Why do we hear about that?
Well, Pride Month, that's a great question. Thank you, Bo. So Pride Month is when we celebrate the freedoms that we have fought for over many, many years. And by we, I mean those in the LGBTQ plus community. So there was a time when people like myself and others who identify in the LGBTQ umbrella didn't have as many freedoms as we do now. And it is wild to think that at one point, even it was illegal for someone who was assigned male at birth to dress in what is traditionally women's clothing. And that wasn't that long ago. So we celebrate Pride Month, and because Stonewall was in June, it was at the end of June, and that was the beginning of the gay liberation movement and the gay rights movement. So Pride is a really special time for many people who identify as LGBTQ. But what we love is that there's a lot of allies who are on our side and who are there to help support us and continue to have these freedoms moving forward. So that is what Pride is all about. Any other questions?
Wesley has a question. Wesley, what's your question?
I made a birdhouse.
You did? Oh my goodness. Can I see your birdhouse?
Can you show her the birdhouse?
Wow, Wesley, that's amazing.
With my work notes.
Thanks, Dad. That's wonderful, Wesley. So I think you like to draw and you like to design, it seems. Maybe one day you can build that birdhouse.
Do you want to tell her how much you like to build stuff?
What do you like to build? What other things have you built?
I'm drawing on you.
Can you answer the question Cholula asked you?
What do you like to build, Wesley?
Like forts.
Oh, forts. Oh my goodness. That is my favorite thing to build in the home, using blankets and pillows. Or do you use real wood? Do you make them outside or in the garage?
What do you build your forts out of, Wesley?
Lots of things, like toys.
Oh, nice.
I make
That's a good one too. You make piles.
Just find anything in Joey's house and use that.
That's wonderful. Anybody else like to build things or draw things?
Esther wants to share.
I made there's a lot of things with like hearts all over it.
Esther, that is so beautiful. I love the creativity you put into that. Wow. That is very, very, very cool. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Oh my goodness, look at this jewelry. I see a future designer here. That's amazing.
Frankie, that's awesome.
That's really cool. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share their projects? All right. Well, I just want to thank everybody at AIA Austin and the LGBTQ+ Alliance. And I really want to thank the K through 12 Architecture and Schools Committee for bringing us this amazing craft activity that I'm gonna maybe start incorporating into my story hours because I think it's really fun and inventive, and it can go in so many different directions, which I love. But once again, I am Cholula Lemon, and this has been Drag Queen Story Hour.